And good afternoon. Welcome to Laurel Park here for today at the races. I'm Stan Salter along with our odds maker here, Keith Fustel, on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Still a little warm here in the area, but not quite as hot as last weekend, as we have a nice twilight card today. First race starts at 3:40. Free live concert. Lots of stuff going on out here, including some good food specials out here today. We have the Oyster Po' Boy at the Trackside Grill, a venison burger, and Tips and Tycoons if you like all that stuff. Free live concert starting at 4 o'clock with the Dean Crawford Band and the Dunn's River Band. Dean Crawford, I believe, Country Singer of the Year in Maryland a couple years ago. Nice carryover in the pick six, a little over 5,300. We'll get to all that, but you like the Dean Crawford, little country music today?
I was telling you, one of the few times I was over at the Cancun Cantina, I believe he was playing. So yeah, very talented. Yeah, good musician. And take it from somebody who used to be in the music business a little bit. Yeah, we'll give him a good rating. Dean Crawford, if you get a chance, mingle around a little bit, get a couple little mixed drinks. We got the frozen margaritas. Anything going over there?
Yeah, $4 frozen margaritas.
Yeah.
$3 draft beer specials. Let's get right to the betting action though here. Some nice carryovers today. The Super High 5 starts in race 1 with that low 15% takeout. A little carryover in the Super High 5. Almost $450 also in our Rainbow Pick 6 today. That starts race 4. Rainbow Pick 6 carryover a little over 5,300. My single comes in the early part of the card, so I didn't come up with a single. Well, I do have a single actually, but that's in a maiden race later for the Pick 6. So we'll go over that a little bit later on. No carryover in that late Pick 5, but say that same low 12% takeout for the late Pick 5. That starts in race 5. Early Pick 5 starts in race 1. Low 12% takeout for the early Pick 5. It's a mandatory payout for the early Pick 5. That starts in race 1. So there's the carryovers for today. Let's take a look at our turf and dirt courses. We had a little rain overnight last night, so the main track listed as good right now is still sealed up right now. We'll be on the bowl game in the Fort Marcy turf course today. 5 races on the grass right now, both courses rated as good.
Yeah, I think that's how we've got to start. Plenty of rain. I'm sure the turf course definitely need it. I had to say the main track, we could see this thing become unsealed and harrowed maybe before the first or second race. So we'll keep you posted on that as things. There's still some moisture there holding from all of that rain overnight, from yesterday and overnight in the Baltimore, Washington area.
All right, race 1, we have some maiden 2-year-olds here for race 1, going 5 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming 40,000 for 2-year-olds. Real quick, let's show you a little quick update on the jockey and trainer standings here before we get to the opener. Fergal Lynch had a 4-win day last Saturday. He's the top right now with 15 wins. Victor Krauska right there with 12. Then Jevion Toledo with 11. Then you have 4 riders tied with 7. Angel Cruz, Daniel Centeno, Trevor McCarthy, and Edgar Prado with 7. So there's the jockey colony right now. And Sheldon Russell back in the tack last weekend. He's on a bunch of live runners this weekend.
Yes, he's on a few today. There's your trainer standings, and Tim Keefe, he just keeps on rolling right along. And we were talking about the sprinter now, 2 for 2.
Yep.
One the other day.
Coastal C.
Coastal C, right. The name was escaping me, but a dominant effort, kind of waited for room, split horses aggressively, and really kicked on nicely to go clear at the wire. So promising filly there for Tim Keefe.
And Hammy Smith and Tim Keefe, they both had a 2-win day last weekend. Jamie Ness with 4 wins. Kelly Rubley had a big weekend here at Laurel Park yesterday, shipping down from Fair Hill. That barn's been heating up. She has 4 wins. So, all right, let's get right to the action now. Super High 5, rolling Super High 5 gets it going here in race 1. Every race with 7 or more betting entries. It's a low 15% takeout, $449 in the carryover for the opener. I'm going to try to beat the heavy favorite here in the opener. I'll use the 1A, 2 Charlies on top, but you get 2 for the price of 1 here with the entry. The 1 in the 1A, I'll use the 1 over the 4-7, over the 2-4-5-7, over the 2-4-5-6-7 for the bottom 2 spots. So $36 play for the rolling Super High 5 with that low 15% takeout. Race 1 also kicks off the early Pick 5, a mandatory payout for the early Pick 5, same low 12% takeout as the late Pick 5. Let's check out Keith's early Pick 5 ticket here.
Yeah, and don't forget about this play. We've seen it, you know, 10,000 a week or 2 ago. Some really nice payouts. It's a mandatory payout for your early Pick 5. I'm going to single the 4, the Great Renault. I know the barn's not doing great, but this horse has proven enough over the 3 tries. One of these horses really going to have to jump up and run big to beat him. I'm going to spread in race 2, then we go 2 deep in race 3. So keying around the 2 and the 7. Swizzle looks awfully tough, looks the speed, gets a little help with the scratch of the 8 against the win. 4 deep in race 4. This is a tricky race. Willful Limit is going to be my top selection. If he gets caught up in a duel, he could definitely succumb. And then in race 5, the 4, 7, and 9. My Dinah Lee really liked the way she finished up last time. A little change of tactics and get Sheldon today.
All right, there's a nice $48 play. And yeah, sometimes you can be the only ticket and sure, take down the early pick 5. You get a couple prices on your ticket. All right, maiden 2-year-olds claiming 40,000, 5 furlongs on the main track. The 4, the Great Renato, that's the heavy 7-5 favorite. I'm going to try to beat the horse with a Cal Lynch first-time starter. The 1A, 2 Charlie's going to break from the outside here. 2-year-old by Hanson, who's a young Tatr sire. I believe this is his first crop of 2-year-olds. 2 Charlie's out of the dam. Slewville, who was a multiple stakes winner, made over 100,000. This guy's a half brother to Rochelle, who made $85,000. Couple some decent works here at Laurel Park, including the 2 most recent works. From the gate, you're getting Sheldon Russell here on the 1A, 2 Charlie's. Take a shot here to try to beat the heavy favorite in the opener.
Yeah, the Great Ronaldo is going to be my top selection. I'll stick with him, the West Virginia bred. First time gelding last time, and we saw his first 2 races where he didn't want to switch leads. Maybe he's a little bit more comfortable in that third effort. First time gelding. He chased Cool Arrow around the racetrack and really kept on willingly to the wire. Cool Arrow was a Joe Sharp horse that was bet down to like 2 to 5. 1 to 5 in there. No shame in running second. He was 7 lengths clear of the rest. I think with the experience, he can get away from the gate good, go to the front, or maybe just churn the speed down and just kind of steadily grind him down late. I'm going to go with the 4, the Great Ronaldo. A little price shot. How about the 5, Bearcat Kitten, also by Limehouse, the same sire of the 4, the Great Ronaldo. Limehouse hitting at about 26% with 2-year-old maidens recently. Take that into account. Out of a Forest Wildcat mare who was 1 for 2 at 2, has 3 winning siblings that have all won it too. So I think bred to win early, might sneak under the radar here. Wayne Potts doesn't run a lot of 2-year-olds. Let's use the 5, the Bearcat Kitten underneath as a price shot. And also the 6, Mr. October. We know Gary Cap, the good angle, second time out, an ROI close to $4.50. Showed good speed, had to be hustled along early, might have been off his game first time out, but draws better to the outside. I think he can be around there for a long, long way, but I can't get past the 4. The Great Ronaldo.
Well, I respect the 4. I'll use them in the mix. I'm going to throw the 7 in there as well. Chief Tarhi, a first-time starter by Old Fashioned. Nice outside draw here for trainer Ferris Allen. Gets Trevor McCarthy aboard. The dam was 0 for 6. However, this one with a couple older siblings. One made 86,000. One made over 100,000. So I'll take a shot. Nice 7-1 price there on the 7. Chief Tarhi as race 1 kicks off. Our early pick 5 mandatory payout for the early pick 5, low 12% takeout. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. We stay on the main track here, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Filly mares 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months or never won 4. And I love the 6, Nikki Flash here. Second off a layoff, first off the claim here for trainer Henry Walters. Ran a good race last year, coming off a long layoff, about an 8-month layoff. A good second at this level last time over there at Penn National. Has 2 wins here over Laurel Park. Was in good form last August and September. Daniel Centeno gets aboard. I think the 6 is going to be awfully tough to beat here in race 2.
Yeah, she looks like the controlling speed out there, Stan. I think she ran really well last time out. Was kind of down inside of another speed type. Had to let that one go. Took back, went around, and really kept on nicely to the wire. Henry Walters, you know, he hasn't had a great last year or two, but the last 90 days he's been all right, starting to heat up 25% over the last 90 days. Got a winner at Laurel Park recently with a turf horse. The SIC on the grass was a good price. I just see her as the controlling speed. I fear the 2, Super Cassie Girl, trying to get her right level, her right distance. She likes to make a move and flatten. You have to time the run perfectly with her. And Flashy Eyed Pearl. She's very consistent, and this trainer knows this mare really well. He can get her to run well off of a break. I'm not worried about the time off for the 5. Flashy Eyed Pearl. She'll come from mid-pack.
All right, we both like the 2. I like the 1 here. The 1's taking a sneaky drop here for trainer Claudio Gonzalez, 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. Angel Cruz is aboard. Tough inside post, but this horse is taking a drop for a sharp barn.
Yeah, just, boy, really has gotten a case of the slows lately.
Yep.
She's going to have to revert to that prior form back in the wintertime. It looks like a negative drop there, and the same it goes for the 3, Bella Facci. Nikki Flash, Henry Walters, he's done okay off the claim throughout his history. Let's see if he can get this this mare to go wire to wire.
Yeah, good trainer stabled here at Laurel Park. It's a good live rider, Daniel Centeno aboard. So we both like the 6, Nikki Flash there in race 2 to kick off the early pick 4. Race 3, we get out to the bowl game turf course here for the first time today. Rails at 17 feet, going 5.5 furlongs here. This is a very nice upper level, 2 other than allowance condition, optional claiming 32,000. My best bet of the day here is the 2 Twizzle, very fast 4-year-old by Speightstown. The second dam, a horse we knew around here well, the Maryland bred, Hooked on the Feeling, a grade 1 winner, made almost $500,000. So some very nice pedigree, top and bottom here for the 2 Twizzle. Appears to be maybe lone speed in here for trainer Georgie Navarro, who's won 99 races this year, comes to town with a 35% win percentage. Caramanos is aboard, a sharp win coming off the layoff most recently back in June against A Other Than Company up there at Monmouth Park. Since then, a couple fast works up there at Monmouth Park.
It gets an assist with the 8 against the wind scratching.
Yep,
I thought he was
scratch.
going to be the prime speed to maybe force the issue of Twizzle. Twizzle, you know, has won 2 straight, handled very gingerly here over the course of those 3 races. I just don't think he beat a whole lot last time. I mean, time-wise, it was good. Visually, it was okay. I'm just worried about the company lines. And one negative note on George Navarro, he's only 1 for 10 in Maryland the last couple of years. He doesn't come in here and win. This horse is going to have the road's going to go through him, I believe, up on the front end. But I think the 7 Easy River, 3-year-old, getting better for trainer Hamilton Smith is a horse to keep an eye on. I really had a tough time lining this horse. He could be a little bit higher than this 5 to 1. Right. I just don't think that Beyer is really representative of how good of a race that was. I think that was a weaker Beyer. I think this horse ran better than what that number shows. Full Salute, the winner, Stan, had beaten older horses in a 3 other than sprint in his prior start. Aquaphobia, Marengo Road prior to that was a good race in the Murphy. And he had some trouble. He tried to get off the rail, coming to mid-stretch. He had to wait. He was stalled and really finished up gamely when diving back inside. I think he's moving in the right direction. I think that race is better than what it shows on paper. Take a shot, Easy River, the 3-year-old, trying to get it done for Hamilton Smith.
Well bred by Not For Love, broke his maiden sprinting on the turf here against Maiden Special Weight Company last October. You like the 2? You throw them in there a little bit. We both.
You've got to. I think you've got to use them. Like I say, he's going to probably be a key. He could be a single on a lot of people. Just looking at it, he looks like Lone Speed. It's his race to lose for a really high percentage barn. Like I say, I'm a little suspect on the company lines. I think Maid Bell coming back for Susan Cooney, coming back even a little bit quick. But you think, you know, she's really patient with her horses. I'm willing to toss the last race against Pool Winner. That was a really good field. Pool Winner rocking on by, triple burner. Has a win over this course, a second over this course, go back to the springtime, a nice tactile move where it showed speed, rated back, and came again. Right. He could be just off the pace in here. Sheldon is 2 for 2 on this horse, mind you. It was a ways back, really not on the paper, but he gets along with this horse very well.
And Sheldon Russell got back in attack last weekend, got a win a couple days ago up at Delaware this week, so good to see him back. And this horse won this condition, this 2 other than condition, last April here at Laurel Park. Last time we saw him here in this condition, he was a winner. So he's in this race for the tag. His last start here against Pool Winner, he had to overcome breaking from the inside that day, which he has to do again today with Sheldon Russell aboard. But I use them for the exact. I'm going to throw the 6 in there, Grandy Flora. I like the cutback here for trainer Ann Merriman, cutting back from 2 turns. Fergal Lynch is aboard, and this horse ran some decent races sprinting on the grass. Was in that Maid Bale race last April, a good 3rd that day. Now cutting back from those two-turn races. Not much early speed, but if there is a fast early pace, it could set it up for a closer like the 6 here, Grandy Flora.
He and My Enigma, the same kind of deal here. One note about My Enigma, he really relished the softer going. I know it's not going to be super soft after that, but it could help them. But one thing we've seen is these horses turning back. I know Vinny's made note of it. We haven't really seen them winning, sprinting. They're going to sooner or later. Yep. I like Just Jack Later with the same angle turning back. I'm going to take a shot with him. I think he's a little bit different horse, has a little bit more, natural speed than maybe the likes of the 3 My Enigma or Grand Flora. But things become heated on the front. Those 2 could definitely come firing late.
Be interesting to see. We did have a little rain over here overnight here at Laurel Park, so maybe it softened up the turf course a little bit. Yeah. We'll see what happens as we start on the grass in race 3. Let's get a commercial break. Okay. When we come back, nice carryover in today's Rainbow Pick 6, a little over 5,300. That starts in race 4. We'll tackle that when we come back.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Welcome back. Today at the races here at Laurel Park. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fustel. First race post time coming up at 3:40. Today's Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4. Nice carryover, a little over 5,300 for the Pick 6. Let's get some friends here and put a big ticket together, Keith, see if we can take this down. Here's my ticket for the Pick 6. I'm going to go 5 deep here in the first leg using the 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, using 2 horses in race 5, the 7, 9, going 3 deep in race 6, the 6, 10, 12, and I am going to have a single here. This isn't my best bet of the day, but my single on this Pick 6 ticket, race 7, that's a nice maiden claiming 40,000. I like the Michelle Nevin shipper with Victor Carrasco aboard to 3, Genuine Happiness, short price favorite there in race 7. Using 4 horses there in race 8, nice allowance race on the turf, the 2, 4, 11, 12, and then race 9, just using the 1 and the 8. $48 play for the Rainbow Pick 6, starts in race 4. Nice carryover today, little over 5,300. Race 4 is a claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime, going 7 furlongs. Scratch to 2, Hush Hush, Mush Mush. And that's all I have here. I like the speed on the outside of Surf Spun, cutting back from that mile race last time here for trainer Rudy Rodriguez. Was in front that day with Al Cortez aboard. Al Cortez back aboard today. I like the outside draw. This horse should have some controlling speed. I love the cut back from the mile to the 7 furlong distance today.
Yeah, I think he's going to have some company on the front end. Real good race last time. Dug in gamely, once collared in upper stretch, but Willful Limit. I know this horse keeps plummeting for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. I've got to give him one last shot, and it's because of this. Let's go to the video of his last race, if we could. July 10th at Monmouth Park. Number 9 in the darker silks for Claudio. Breaks well, comes away very well out of the gate that day and shows good speed. But jockey Callie, just a little bit tentative, Stan, and I think this horse would have been much closer at the finish if it wouldn't have had to have countered all of this trouble. Shows good speed. I thought the jock was maybe going to go ahead and send inside and try to go establish command. Didn't. Rates back a little bit, and once she steadies, boy, here comes the cavalry from the outside, and now we're boxed in on the rail, leaving the 3/8 pole, and that's always trouble with these races. You're dropping in class. You don't have a lot of class 2. You try to overcome a lot of adversity. It doesn't really work. Right there again, steadying mid-turn, 5/16 pole, and there goes the leader and the eventual, I believe, Price horse to go away. I think we have Price's 1-2 in this race. But Malekith, the winner, did come back to win again. Right here again, down on the rail. 3/16 pole has to squeeze through a little narrow opening and kind of steadies again, briefly coming to the 8th pole. And this horse just keeps trying to the wire, Stan. You go back, you watch the gallop out if you wanted to, was right up with the winner. Willful Limit, they might be able to get away with one here, just dropping down back to the bottom level. Off of that trip, I was hoping for 6 furlongs, not 7. But I think he can even stalk. He's got a sharp move within him if he doesn't have to tap the brakes. In this field, I think he's going to be able to shake clear early, get a good trip, and take it home maybe from the 3/8 pole to the wire. At a short price, the 5 Willful Limit.
I respect the drop here for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. You're getting 5 pounds off with the apprentice. Kevin Gomez, who's been riding well, holding his own here this summer as one of the top apprentices here at Laurel for the summertime. I'll try to beat the 5 with the outside horse, and we both like the 4 here, not for fun. A sharp second first off the claim here for trainer Hugh McMahon, Callie Francois. Excuse me, aboard this 5-year-old. Rode this horse for Ferris Allen back when Ferris had the horse. Now gets back on here for Hugh McMahon. A sharp second last time, coming 4 wide. It's going to need a little bit of a pace setup today. That said, I think he'll like the 7 furlongs, even though he's 0 for 4 on it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, she knows this horse. He looks like kind of a 1-run sprinter. It always worries me, though, the 1-run sprinters are better at 6 and 5.5, in my opinion. This flow has to be perfect for Not For Fun to kind of keep on grinding. Does have a 3rd place finish at the distance. A good encouraging effort first off the claim, but he really did move up sharply numbers-wise. There's a couple other ones in here that he's going to have to deal with. Loose Money's a horse that intrigues me for Rudy Rodriguez. Speeds ran 1-2 that day, July 9th on the dirt. There wasn't many dirt races, but it was favoring Speed. Louis the Great surf spun, as you see in here. They just chased each other around the racetrack. This horse was caught wide, was caught spinning his wheels mid-turn. I think the barn change off of an 8% trainer might move this horse up just enough. I know he's 1 for 18. That's why I don't have him on top. But I think it's going to be Willful Limit's race to lose. Well,
you mentioned the barn change down on the 6 loose money. That's big there. Was the beaten favorite at this level last time, but gets into Rudy Rod's barn for the first time today. 23% Rudy is getting new horses in his barn. You get Victor Carrasco to stay aboard, so the 6, nice, good value there at 5-1. Okay, race 5 kicks off the late pick 5. No carryover today. Low 12% takeout for the late pick 5. Let's take a look here at my pick 5 ticket. We start off on the Fort Marcy turf course, going a mile in a 16th with the rail at 87 feet. And I do have it. No, we have your.
Yeah,
Keith has the late pick 5. I did the pick 6. Keith has the late pick 5.
You did the grunt work. You did all the heavy lifting, Stan, with the pick 6. Yeah, let's start it out here. I really like the 7, My Dinah Lee here. I know Niall Seville. It's been a little time coming for a win at Laurel. I think they connect today, Sheldon Russell and Niall Seville. But I do fear Peaches and Bourbon, who had a little trouble, out of the same race as My Dinah Lee last time. And maybe Opie, if the pace falls apart, will be a price play, a confident move up in class for trainer Ollie Figgins. We'll go 3 by 3 by 2. The 7th race, I think the road goes through the 1, no more excuses. You're singling the 3, Genuine Happiness, in your pick 6. Race 8, if you held a gun to my head and you said you got to bet a horse to win today, I do think it's Just Jack. I'm a fan of this horse. Very versatile. Had some trouble the last 2 starts. I think he gets a great post draw in this 5.5 sprint. And then in race 9, that's where I think it gets real interesting. I got a spread. We're going to go 60 in the last.
I like it. I think
there's
a wide open race in the last. On my late pick 4 ticket, I go 5 deep in the last race. I like your single, Just Jack, full brother, the talk show man. We'll talk about that race in a little bit, but let's take a look here. Race 5 on the Fort Marcy rail at 87 feet. My Dinah Lee, we have a video here on this horse's last run for trainer Niall Seville. This was at Laurel, had to come 5 wide, a good second that day with Forrest Boyce aboard. This horse gets Sheldon Russell today up for Niall Seville, and they teamed up for that win earlier this week up at Delaware. But here's My Dinah Lee's last effort here at this level here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, you can knock a couple horses, right here out of the same race. We can watch Queeb, the 8 horse, who is the 2 horse today, who's going to be running today. Beaches and Bourbon, we're going to watch him. Queeb running 3rd, gets a great trip, makes the 1st or 2nd run off the speed. Beaches and Bourbon, watch him now, the 6 horse. He kind of has to steady there. Drops back maybe a length and a half, 2 lengths into 3/8. That's a little trouble trip. We're going to watch him. And then following him is our top selection. The 2 that day, going to be the 7 today, My Dinah Lee in the blue. My Dinah Lee cuts the corner nicely here under jockey Forrest Boyce. Queeb going to make the first run on the long shot. Doug Story was a 30-1 for Christy Claggett. Beaches and Bourbon gets the jump on My Dinah Lee. But My Dinah Lee, once she gets out, Stan, she gets off that inside, gets away from the kind of the wall of horses coming to the 8th pole, really levels off nicely and just can't quite get up. But going much better than the other 2 horses, Queeb and Beaches and Bourbon. I think she can replicate that effort. I might add a little stat. I think, 4 for 20. Trainer Niall Seville, Phillies and Mares going long on the turf off of a top buyer. They come back and win at about a 20% clip. Turf routes with an ROI of $2.46. I think it's a good indicator here. My Dinah Lee will hold form 2nd time for trainer Niall Seville.
I like her too, and talking about trainer Niall Seville, winless so far this summer, but does have 5 seconds from 8 starts, so the horse is running very well. Just it could be sitting on 5 wins, so just a matter of time before he starts finding the winner's circle. So we both like the 7, Beaches and Bourbon, coming out of that same race. Keeps Caramanos aboard here for trainer Linda Albert. Big maiden win 2 back when they put the blinkers on, first time Lasix, and a credible effort turned in another 65 buyer, which was identical to the maiden win. Had to come wide. We showed a little check there around the far turn. So this horse, it kind of comes from out of it a little slow early, but Caramanos, I think, will be rallying late on the 9, Beaches and Bourbon. I like the 2. You like the 4, Queeb. It should be able to save ground at least from the inside today with Javion.
Once again, Stan Wright going to have to make the move into the flow of the race. We've got a little bit more speed, I believe, in this race as well with Icy Miss, Mo Fun Lady, the 5 horse coming off the sprints. There was one other speed type, even Chapel Gap, I think, and even Holiday Wishes might all be out vying. I think we're going to see an honest pace in that race, and I think it really benefits my Dynally Beaches and Bourbon. Queve's going to have to sustain a little bit better than she did last time. Maybe they'll take her a little bit further back, or they'll try to control it. You never know. But I think Opie, if you're looking for a price spot, I like the confident raise, the protect move off the claim for trainer Ollie Figgins. Opie's kind of a plotter. She needs that perfect setup. She might get it today.
Yeah, 18% Ollie is first off the claim with Alex Centron aboard today. So race 5 kicks off the late pick 5. Race 6 kicks off our late pick 4. That's the biggest pick 4 normally of the day as far as handle-wise. Let's take a look here at my late pick 4 ticket starting here in race 6. This is a maiden claiming 16,000 on the bowl game with the rail at 17 feet. I'll use the 6, 10, 12 here in race 6. Keying on the 3, Genuine Happiness in the 7th race, using 4 horses in race 8, the 2, 4, 11, 12. Then I'll go 5 deep in race 9, the 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a $30 play for the late pick 4 starts right here in race 6. This is a maiden claiming 16,000, 5.5 furlongs on the bowl game, rail at 17 feet. Let's take a look here at my top picks. Last race, the 6, Church Monkey. This was over at Pimlico on June 25th against maiden special weight, Maryland bred, state bred maiden special weight over there at Pimlico. We're going to take a look here at Church Monkey's second place effort this day. Comes wide, turning for home, was making a wide move around the far turn as well. And there he is. He's out there in the clear under Jevion Toledo, who's been aboard this 3-year-old all 4 starts. He's back aboard today. The horse that gets up the inside, Early Gray, who you see there on the inside, the 5, just saves a bunch of ground and gets up for the win. But you'll see Church Monkey still running here with interest at the end. A good second that day to a sharp winner. I think this is a nice class relief today from that state-bred maiden special weight to the maiden 16 here for trainer Hugh McMahon. Jevion Toledo stays aboard. 5-2 deserved favored, and I think the horse to beat.
Yeah, Rebellious Warrior, 3rd place finisher, came back to win for maiden 25, maiden claiming 25 stand. This horse even taking a more aggressive route, dropping down to the 16. I like the move, trying to get that Virginia money off the claim. Now they're coming back to reality, a good aggressive move. They want to strike, get the money. Church Monkey's going to be awfully tough from just off the pace. Once again, though, was he firing really home strongly at 5? You know, he was going okay, but it might be enough to beat these horses. I'll try to upset him a little bit with the 2, Sidling Hill. Horse was showing a little bit of potential last summer on the turf going long. Has been retooled. We haven't seen this horse since December, but gets in light, gets apprentice rider Ashley Castrenja. I like the shorter works, the 2 3/8 and the half-mile work. Maybe the emphasis, let's go speed, let's go send. If this horse can send, maybe just go ahead and carry it. The 5.5 furlongs does not have a lot to beat in this race today.
I'll throw the 12 in there. First-time starter from the outside, Louis Garcia aboard this 3-year-old by Candy Ride, trained by Cal Lynch. The dam had 3 turf wins, made 83,000. Second dam had a couple turf wins as well. This horse, a half-brother to Free Thinker, who made over 100,000. Some decent works here at Laurel Park. Good outside draw for the 12. You throw the 4 in there as well, Spoiled by God. Good third at this level last time here.
Doing nothing wrong, moves back towards the inside off of that 12-hole trip, was acting up quite a bit behind the gate last time out, but is improving steadily, likes the distance, and looks to be the quality closer in the field, and should be rolling late with Caramanos for trainer Raul Garita. Yeah, the negative on the 12, you got an $80,000 purchase in for 16 first time out. Boy, that's awfully scary. Maybe they can squeak one out of them.
Maybe just trying to get away for one, get them eligible for those starter races.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. So race 7, it's a maiden claiming 40,000 for Philly and Mares. Back to the main track, going 7 furlongs here in race 7 to kick off the late pick 3. Short price favorite in here. A lot of people going to single this 3-year-old filly by Uncle Mo. That's the 3, Genuine Happiness. 6-5 morning line here for trainer Michelle Nevin, who brings this horse down from Belmont. The race 2 back, a good third against Maiden Special Weight Company up there at Belmont Park. And then the most recent race, the horse kind of fell apart a little bit that day. Didn't break very well, stumbled at the break. The horse that was second, Malibu Princess, would come back, win a maiden special weight at Belmont with an 84 buyer. The horse that was third, Port McGee, would also come back and win a maiden special weight on the turf at Belmont. So dropping it in for a tag here, I think a nice drop with Victor Carrasco aboard. He's 40% from a small sample here riding for this barn at Laurel Park.
Yeah, you don't really worry. She showed a little bit more maybe than what they thought she was going to give them. She started her career at 40,000, went up to the special weight. You know, a couple good efforts. You know, Usually those kind of numbers, mid-60s, can win a maiden special weight here, but
Sure.
they're taking the aggressive route. It back in for 40. Michelle Nevin, she's about 37, 38% lifetime in Maryland. Fourth place finisher out of that last race. Stan even went up to Monmouth and ran a good second, ran a Beyer of 66. She's faced the right kind. The question mark horse, I believe, is the one. No more excuses for trainer Phil Schoenthal. A move up in class, off going turf to dirt, off of a trouble trip, off that lengthy layoff. Hop, steady start. You saw the 4 wide mid move. I liked this horse last time out. She just couldn't quite sustain, but comes back with a really good bullet workout on the dirt. This horse breaks. I think she's going to be the speed. She showed speed in that debut way back at Gulfstream. I think she's on the engine today with any kind of break.
Fergal Lynch aboard for Phil Schoenthal. Barnes going well. Tough inside post going 7 furlongs. Going to need to break quick to have some speed. Well-bred 4-year-old filly by Not for Love. I'll throw the 2, whether or not, into the mix. Last time we saw this filly here at Laurel Park on the dirt was against Maiden Special Weight Company back in March. A good third that day. Got a 61 Beyer speed figure. First time this 4-year-old daughter danced with Ravens is going to run for a tag today. Gets the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado up for John Salzman Jr. today.
She has the stamina built into her. You see the mile race back in the winter on the dirt, the mile and 16th in the spring. She should be there, but she's had a couple instances where she was just going to go on by. She just couldn't quite do it. She likes to hang a little bit late. A promising couple works coming into this race. Another chance I'm going to throw into the mix. Shireen Bracho and Jesus Bracho is proven at the distance, 2 seconds and a third out of 3 trials. Has run some decent numbers at Laurel. I do think you have to respect her. She just kind of plods along and grinds it out. I just think the 1 or the 3 here are the 2 horses to beat.
All right, nice maiden race there in race 7. We have about 8 minutes here to do the late double. Both races for the late double on the turf course. Race 8, nice allowance race, other than 5.5 furlongs on the bowl game rails at 17 feet. We both like the 11 here, Just Jack. Let's take a look here at his last race at Laurel Park, going a mile back on July 4th here at Laurel.
Had a brutal trip 2 back when scoring in that state bred allowance race at Pimlico. You see that comment, shuffled, steadied, 5 wide search. And once again, down on the rail. This horse has natural speed, Stan. That's what we were talking about. It doesn't really bother me shortening back up to the 5.5. We saw good speed on the dirt. We've seen it on the turf. And right here at this route distance, just had to sit there the whole time. Was guzzled up behind the leaders and just really couldn't find a seam. The Rudy Rod horse gets the jump there. Just Jack shifts to the outside at the 16th bowl and just had too much work to do. But boy, he levels off nicely on his correct lead and gains very quickly through the last 30 or 40 yards. Just Jack proving right back. I think the jock's going to go ahead. Victor Carrasco is going to put him into the race. He's got enough natural speed. With a scratch of silent tail, he's not going to be too far off the lead, I believe, with a good break. Yeah, and he's proven he's got that bottom under him. I really like this horse a lot today. You know, Kelly Rubley's got Gray Fox going great guns. This horse has taken a ton of play at the windows the last couple races in Maryland. Fires home strong, 5.5, could even be a little bit better for the 2 Gray Fox, who has also encountered traffic.
And it's going to have to navigate a trip from the inside here today with Edgar Prado. The 2 Gray Fox, a closer. I used the horse in my top 3, but Prado's going to have to work out a good trip from the rail. I love the 11, Just Jack. Got up going 5/8 at Pimlico, so you get an extra half furlong today for Carrasco to get up a full brother to stakes winner talk show man. So we both like the 11, Just Jack. I think the 4, 13th Avenue might be at least the main dangerous speed threat early on here. Breaking from the inside, Fergal Lynch aboard a good won the race last time, but was taken down a little late, bumpy in the stretch. They took the horse down, but that was wire-to-wire effort that day, and I would imagine same strategy today for the 4, 13th Avenue.
Yeah, really unfortunate to lose that race last time out via disqualification. He's going to be speed. Phil's done a great job with this horse off the claim. He's going to be a pace factor throughout. So it wouldn't surprise me. You know, Just Jack, though, he's proven he's won this condition, albeit a state bred, but that was one of the better state bred allowance races we had. Just Jack, I think he'll settle in about 2 to 1. One of those 3, Stan. I really could not get by anybody. Maybe Miner's Quest underneath. Uncle Tito's a little shot horse in your exactas and tries and supers maybe to use underneath as well. Yeah,
I liked Uncle Tito back in April coming off the layoff. A sharp win here at Laurel Park, going 5.5 at 18 to 1. Now runs second the June 9th allowance race at Pimlico. A tough tough race that day, right back here.
Uncle Tito has thrown a couple
conditions.
knives right through this guy's heart. He has just killed me a couple occasions. So sooner or later, Uncle Tito, I'm coming to get you, and you're going to pay dividends for me. We're going to see.
And you mentioned Miners Quest. She has been knocking at the door. A good third at this level last time at a decent price. That's the 12 Miners Quest. In race 8 on the bowl game to kick off the late daily double. Let's take a look here. Race 9, a nice wide open filly mare, 7,500 claimer, going 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy here in race 9. Rails at 87 feet. I like the 1 Star Black a little bit here as a price. You have that horse on top. Let's start right there. This horse has had some traffic problems the last couple races. 2 back. It was a decent effort against 7,500 starters. Trees in good form would come back and win. And then last time, this all kind of trouble at this open 75 level. They get Omar Ortiz back aboard. He won on this horse twice last year.
Has a real affinity for this turf course. 3 wins, a second and 2/3 out of 11 tries. You stated it, Stan. Has had some trouble the last couple of times. Was against the bias on July 10th. That was the day speed was really holding well on this turf course. I'll completely throw that race out. And then the 2-back race took some money into a starter race behind Huggatree. Later Marie steadied into the turn, just couldn't quite. I like the reunites with Yoma Ortiz. He knows this mare very, very well. She's going to have to get a good break to get position, but she's shown she can come for 4, 5, 6 lengths off the pace. I'm looking for her to regain that form of last summer, and you're going to get the right kind of price on her today. I think she will settle in at about 8 or 10 to 1.
All right, I have that horse on my pick 6 and pick 4 ticket, so I'll be rooting for Yomar to get a good trip. I like the 8 Euro Indian Girl. Looks to have that controlling speed from the outside here for trainer Kevin Patterson. Brings Gerald Almodovar aboard. He won on this horse 2 back at Pimlico on the dirt last time out here at Laurel Park at this level on the turf. Went right to the front and just faded to third that day, but should be forwardly placed once again today on the outside.
No doubt. Had the benefit of the bias that day. Still couldn't win. I've got to take a shot against her. No, just funny, the 7s, maybe a little user at a price. You see the short comment, bumped and rated back between. Once she was taken back off of speed, she lost all chances. She's got a race over this turf course that puts her in the mix. I think the big question mark, Stan, is the 9 Tiz Partners. What's this horse going to do? Went in, big plummet. Pat McGill went ahead and claimed it for 7,500. Transitions back to probably its best surface,
on the
but
turf.
shortening up.
Right.
Yeah, what's this horse going to do? And it's going to get plenty of play from Karamanos. That's why I threw the horse into the mix and into the pick 6, and I'm sorry, into the late pick 5.
Yeah, I have the horse on my late pick 4 ticket, and I use the horse on my top 3 here. Just a question: will the horse like this sprint distance running today for the first time? So, all right, that's a wrap here. We're a couple minutes early, so
that's good.
So if we have it in the TV trailer, so if the pick 6 ticket one more time, starting in race 4 here today. Nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6, starting race 4, a little over 5,300. I'm going to be putting together a ticket, and there it is. Starts in race 4. I'll use 5 deep in race 4, the 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, using the 7 and the 9 in race 5. 3 deep there in race 6 with the 6, 10, 12. My key horse is going to be a short price favored, the 3 Genuine Happiness in race 7, but is a maiden. So if you can spread out and beat that favorite in race 7, you could have a nice ticket. And then I'll use the 2, 4, 11, 12 in race 8, using the 1 and the 8 in the finale. So I'll be rooting on the 1 Star Black at a nice price to get a good trip from the rail. So $48 play there. Pick 6 starts in race 4 today. Our first race starts at 3:40. Dave Rodman, he's excited about the Oyster Po' Boy they have up there in the grandstand today. Some nice specials down there for the free live concert with Dean Crawford. That starts at 4 o'clock. Dave Rodman coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes. Best of luck.
Good luck.